Hello everyone, and welcome back to the final episode of Let's Build, the series where I run you guys through or rather my process of playing and creating a character build. So as you can see here, I've just posted my build, and I thought to sort of wrap up, I'd run through just the sort of final write-up and why I did certain things and what I'd recommend putting in each section. So in the sort of introduction up here, I've introduced the Crossworlds event and a bit about the character I'm basing this build on. And I have mentioned this series here if people haven't seen it and do want to watch it. But you generally want to keep this section short and don't make it really long-winded, because I imagine most people don't even bother reading it. Anyway, so I've just sort of got a title picture I did up in GIMP using a sort of composite of a screenshot of my character in endgame armor with a Vampire Lord arm holding the Vampiric Drain spell, which is obviously, as you would know if you've been watching the series, the sort of centerpiece of the build. And here I've got the backstory, which is very important for this build, I think, because it sort of sets up a lot of links between the Elder One from Inquisition and our sort of Skyrim iteration of him here. So the backstory sort of just... it's a backstory, there's not really much to say there. So here we've got the sort of build summary, I suppose. Just sort of brief little bit of the backstory roleplay, and just it gives the reader a sort of general idea of what skills and things I'm going to be doing. Pretty standard race stats and stone here. Oh yeah, but I did want to mention that in this section, it's really important to sort of make it sound pretty exciting so that people actually want to keep reading. I imagine that's not a problem for me, unfortunately, because I do have a bit of a reputation, but especially if you're writing your first build, you really want to make it sound exciting so people keep reading it. Just got a pretty standard perk spread I did up here in Skyrim Calculator. Nothing too special here, just up to level 45, which is where you've pretty much got all the perks that you need that aren't really just adding stuff that isn't specifically described in the build. Of course there is room to grow, such as if you really wanted to, you could go up to extra effect in enchanting, get some more restoration, avoid death, that sort of stuff. So in the skills and abilities section, for each skill I've sort of got a little blurb from the first himself, and then the little section here just describes why we're using the skill, the sort of main thing we're using it for. So for conjuration, specifically summoning spells, and some of the key perks, since I don't have one of those fancy photoshopped perk spreads because I'm lazy and I don't think I need them. I decided to include vampirism and shouts in this skills and abilities section here. And I do sort of outline the vampiric drain and human form thing here, and I've got a link to a video that another Skyrim blog member made on how to pull that off. And yeah, I've just got a few screenshots interspersed throughout the build. I think a lot of people just look at the pictures and like it, but you know. So in the gameplay section, you sort of need to describe how people should utilize the skills that I've mentioned earlier. So since conjuration is the main part of the build, I've listed all the different summons you should use at like different stages in different stages of character development and in different situations. Say like Ash Spawn's very versatile, really only good at adept level. Dremora Lords, great for straight up melee damage, Frost Atronachs, great for tanking, that sort of thing. Then I sort of just outline using illusion spells, and then getting into the fight. I didn't bother with any special moves in this build because I didn't really think it lent itself to any particular ability combos, though some people might classify the Vampiric Drain thing as a special move, but I don't really think it should be. So, most of you probably know that role-playing isn't really a big part of character building for me, but I do like to outline sort of the character's objectives, general attitude, and some good quests to look at if you're not really sure where to be going. So I've obviously outlined the main quest, Dawnguard, Dragonborn, and some side quests with a brief in-character reason for why you should do each of them. Just sort of bastardized one of the Elder One's quotes from Inquisition here. I think that's quite a good screenshot. And then in the equipment section, just outline what equipment I'm using, what enchantments I'm using, why I'm using them, as well as some of the other items like Dragon Priest masks, the ring from the Vampire Lord side quests, and my special amulet. Now here I've linked my demonstration video, which you can check out if you want, but obviously it's not essential to being able to play the build. I had a bit of fun here with the Inquisition soundtrack. Some people might put background music on their builds, but I prefer not to do that because it's annoying to me, and apparently it's especially annoying to people with slow internet connections. Anyway, so just down the bottom here, I've just got a brief conclusion, sort of just giving my thoughts on how I think I went with the build. Feel free to drop a comment, that sort of thing. And I've also got a link to the Event Crossworlds tag, which will bring up all the other Crossworlds builds that have been posted, some of which I need to check out myself, actually. You can see I've got one like already. But yeah, thanks for watching the series, everyone, especially those of you who have been with us from the start. I probably won't be doing something like this again in the future. I'm not really sure if I'll be doing any Skyrim content in the future, but I might do a couple of videos about various other RPGs, and let me know in the description if there's anything in particular you want me to make a video on, and like if I've got the game or I can get the game, I'll see what I can do about that. So thanks again for watching, guys, and take it easy.